Hey, it's Linus here. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you my Apple stock technical analysis 2021 and whether I believe is Apple stock a buy or sell or a hold. If you are interested in all of that, make sure you stick around in this video. Before we go on about the technicals and price action for Apple stock, I'd like to take some time here to talk about Apple fundamentals first. Because as of the filming of this video, it's a day after Apple released its earnings. So I'm going to include some of that to give some context into this video. Yesterday, Apple released its Q3 2021 earnings and it performed really well and beat expectations. In fact, in one of the report, it mentions that every major product line in Apple experienced at least a 12% increase on an annual basis. So Apple's earnings for the previous quarter were really good. But if we take a look over here, we see that there was a sell-off in prices for Apple. In fact, when I last checked the after hours prices for Apple, Apple stock decreased even further after that. So why did this happen? Because despite its stellar quarter for its Q3 result, Apple released guidance to play down expectations for the next quarter. Since the stock market is forward-looking, this caused Apple stock to sell off. And this brings us to the question, is Apple stock a buy or sell or a hold right now? First off, I believe Apple is a solid company with strong fundamentals. However, a good company doesn't make a great stock. For a great stock, we not only need a good company, but also a good timing. That is why in this video, I'm sharing with you my technical analysis for Apple stock. Because buying Apple stock alone is not enough. If we really want to make the best use of our money, we need to buy at a correct time. Let me give you an example. If we zoom out over here, let's say you bought the stock at this price over here. At that time, Apple still remains a strong company. However, if we bought it at the time, you'll see that from September last year all the way till around early of July this year, the stock price for Apple has basically traded sideways. Right, so almost a year later, your stock is back to where it first started. That is why it's not enough for us to just buy good companies. In order to make money in the stock market, we need to buy great stocks. And great stocks are a combination of a good company plus good timing. Right, so now let's talk about timing. First, we'll take a look at the zoom out price chart of Apple to have a greater idea of the bigger picture for Apple stock. And after that, we'll zoom in and take a look at some of the key areas of support and resistance and potential areas to add positions into Apple stock. So over here, we have Apple stock forming a long base, basically from September of last year all the way to early July or late June of this year. This was a really long base formed by Apple and it's a good thing because a long base allows Apple to recharge and reset for the next move. And usually, the longer the base, the longer the subsequent moves after that. And after 10 months of trading in a range and forming a base, Apple stock finally broke above the range. And it broke above the range in around early of July. So it went up in price here, and then it encountered some resistance, and then it fell back to this level before encountering another resistance, and then this is where we are currently at on Apple price chart. So in this move over here, we already see some key areas of support and resistance forming on Apple's price chart. So the first key area that I'm taking a look at for Apple stock is this area over here. This is an area of resistance. As prices of Apple reaches this area, Apple stock encountered resistance and it bounced back down from there. It went up again, encountered resistance at the same area, and it declined over here. The next key price area that I'm taking a look at is this box over here. So this is an area of support. This was a previous area of resistance, and after prices broke out, it found some support over here, and then now it also found some support over here. So this is another area that I'm taking a look at, and then the next area is at this area over here. As you can see, there's some support over here. Because of the downward guidance provided by Apple in its earnings call, if Apple declines, the first area of support that I'm taking a look at is this area over here at the price level of around 142 to 141. And we see prices finding support at this area over here in previous times. So this was the first time, this was the second time. So this area is the first support that I'm taking a look at. And if we bring on the Fibonacci tool over here, let me bring on the Fibonacci retracement tool. We start it from this area over here all the way to the top of the movement. We see that this price area over here corresponds roughly to the 38.2% Fibonacci level. So this is definitely the first area of support that I'm taking a look at. The next level of support that I'll be taking a look at is this green big rectangular box over here. And it might retrace all the way to here to the 50% Fibonacci level. So those are some key areas of support that I'm taking a look for Apple stock. But if Apple stock reverses back to the upside, then I'll see Apple stock clearing this area of resistance. And another thing that I want to highlight to you guys is, give me a moment, let me clear all of this. If you take a look over here, at the start of the move where prices broke above the resistance here and reached the high over here, we can see that this move was very fast and very extended. We see prices rising from around $123 all the way to $150. And that is around a 25% move in just about a month or so. And as prices rise rapidly over here, the distance between prices and the 50-day moving average becomes wider. And right now the distance between prices of Apple stock and the 50-day moving average is very far apart over here. So when the distance between prices and the 50-day moving average is wide apart, we see that prices are overextended. And when prices are overextended, it tends to revert back to the 50-day moving average. And there are two ways that prices can revert back to the 50-day moving average. The first is prices declining all the way back to the 50-day moving average, which as of the filming of this video, I think is very unlikely. The second more probable thing that will play out is prices declining a bit and then it moves sideways for a while and it waits for the 50-day moving average to catch up before moving back up. So prices might decline over here and then it moves sideways for a while and wait for the 50-day moving average to catch up over here. Or it can just move sideways over here for a longer period of time and then wait for the 50-day moving average to catch up. By allowing the 50-day moving average to catch up with prices, this allows prices to have a proper base to set up and then provide a good foundation for prices to have a more sustainable rise after that. So is Apple stock a buy or sell or hold? Just based on the technicals alone, I'm leaning more towards holding. But holding implies that you already own Apple stock. If you haven't already owned Apple stock, then this area over here and this area over here might provide good buying opportunities. That's my Apple Stock Technical Analysis 2021. Hopefully you have enjoyed and learned something from this video. If you did, smash that like button because it will really help the channel grow and allow me to produce more content such as this. And if you are new to this channel and haven't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe to this channel because each week I release 2 new videos about investing, trading and the stock market. I'll see you in those other videos. To your financial success.